Welcome to my world. 2 escargot, pate, frisée, 2 green salads.
Okay, Manny sauce here.
Lamb chops, steak frites.
Shouldn't you be doing something?
2 faux fillet and a pepper steak. Come on, make the dessert. Chocolate tart, please.
As a cook, tastes and smells are my memories, and now I'm in search of new ones. So I'm leaving New York City and hope to have a few epiphanies around the world, and I'm willing to go to some lengths to do that. I am looking for extremes of emotion and experience. I'll try anything, I'll risk everything, I have nothing to lose.
Los Angeles, Los Angeles. Why, God, why am I here? I'm the worst possible guy in the world to do, you know, a Los Angeles Adventures in Food show. I'm an East Coast sort of a guy. I'm a bundle of deeply held prejudices, morbid fears, and apprehension about this town. Have palm trees ever looked more menacing, more sinister? This is where bad things happen to people like me.
My worst nightmare about going to LA is that I do not have the strength of character to survive there. It's where people way more talented than I go and screw up their lives completely. First, I start believing the compliments.
I have read the book.
Oh, thanks.
Then my agent will give me some compromising offer to write a very special episode of Dharma and Greg. And it'll sound pretty good. Finally, I'll take my TV money and settle into some fancy Hollywood hotel. Then I really start to screw up. Next thing you know, I'm coughing up my last on a cold bathroom floor. Or I wind up face down in the hotel pool. And the message is always, you shouldn't be messing around out here. So what's the first thing I do when I get to Los Angeles? I rent a classic 67 or 68 red Mustang convertible. And I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, yeah, styling. It begins. Corruption in increments.
While I'm in this town, I want to see what the locals are really eating. Is it really all avocados and light cooking and non-smoking zones and no animal fat? I want to get my hands dirty. I want to eat everyday chow. The first thing I notice is there seems to be a remarkable number of fast food restaurants out here. For now, I'm looking to ease into the California thing. I'm on a hot dog quest. I just want a dog like I know and love. I mean, what unifies us in America more than the beloved hot dog? How is the Californian, particularly the Southern Californian hot dog, different than the New York hot dog? It's different.
We're now approaching the fine gourmet emporium, Tail of the Pup. We'll check out that East Coast versus West Coast hot dog thing.
Here, the standard dog automatically comes with chili on top.
Where's my weenie?
What did the Zen Buddhists say to the hot dog vendor? Make me one with everything?
The ultimate experience.
Okay, I asked for the ultimate hot dog, West Coast hot dog experience. Chili cheese dog with tomatoes. Crunchy. The squeaky and crunchy dog.
The Tail of the Pup dog is good. The skin's a little thick to me, a little crunchy, but that seems to be a selling point out here. They're looking for a good snap, crackle, pop.
Now, when stalking the elusive hot dog, I mean, I like to taste the hot dog itself, the essence of the dog proper. So I think next time around, I'll be avoiding the chili or other adulterants.
Pints, by popular consensus, seems to be the apex of the LA dog maker's art. They've dreamed up hot dog toppings that we in New York wouldn't conceive of in our most fevered nightmares. To my mind, it's California at its best and at its worst. My guide through the hot dog kingdom at Pinks is, appropriately enough, Gloria Pink.
We're getting a sample, including something called the Millennium Dog. I believe there's guacamole involved, which confirms, of course, my most deeply held prejudices and fears about this area. See, we finally encountered the avocado, and in close conjunction with a hot dog, too.
Here we go. Here are some of our specialties.
Gloria sets me up with a full tasting of some of their more classic and some of their more bizarre hot dog variations.
Lovely.
We've got our Millennium Dog, which is the giant 12-inch jalapeno dog with guacamole and tomatoes and grilled onions and lettuce. We have our legendary chili cheese dog.
The classic, right?
The classic. We've got a bacon dog. And we've got a fajita dog.
Cool.
Does the hot dog snap when you bite into it?
Yeah. This is really breaking the law. This is a complete rule breaker. This goes against everything I believe in.
You want to call the waiter over? Excuse me, waiter, there's guacamole on my hot dog.
Awesome, but terrifying.
God help me, I like it.
This fits right in perfectly with my whole culinary philosophy, but you can never have too much pork. About an hour ago, I would have made a fervent argument that all hot dogs should essentially be this and no variation, but now my whole world has been changed.
I feel a little bit ashamed. I'd be afraid to order or eat this in New York. I'm free to do it in California, as everybody seems to be eating weird hot dog variations. Once again, it's kind of good. It's overkill of the finest kind.
That was a magnificent hot dog, it truly was. Crunchy, but not troublingly crunchy.
And then, there's always a bridge too far.
Okay. World famous Okie dog. Oh man, I'm confused. What's the difference between an Okie dog and a hot dog?
Okay, it's got 2 hot dogs, pastrami, chili, and cheese wrapped in a flour tortilla. It's like a burrito.
All right, I'll try that. That sounds strange. This is really deranged. I regret that I have only one life to give to my network. What fiendish mind thought of this? Okie is right now serving 25 to life at Terminal Island. Maybe next time I'll go for the teriyaki steak burrito. Something normal. I don't think I'll be traveling down Okie Dog Road again. That took me right out of the game.
The Okie dog has shattered my newly found faith in California. You see, they lure you in, then whammo, they pull this crap. I wonder what other fiendish traps they've set.
I think this is Beverly Hills. Oh man, this is it. This is the heart of darkness. And the lawns are too green, the palm trees too high, the houses too nice. Don't look, Tony, don't look. I'm trying very hard not to picture myself staying in one of these fine homes. You think the Beverly Hillbillies live there? All I need to do is discover some bubbling crude, and I can live here.
The real reason I'm in LA is that I've been invited to be the guest chef at the swank LA restaurant, Campanile.
We're at Campanile Restaurant with chef owner Mark Peel.
I was worried about this. You're
I've been
a tall
ducking
guy.
under range hoods my whole life. We're in the early planning and execution and prep stages of tonight's special event here.
How do you pronounce that one? Charcuterie?
Charcuterie. We're doing an old school, very familiar French menu, in which, believe it or not, I'm the guest of honor. I've been out of the kitchen way too long, so this should be fun. Looking at this menu, it's like sliding into a nice, comfy, warm bath. 9 hours till 0 hour. Next, shopping.
First, we head over to Mark's fish purveyor to pick up the fish for tonight.
Look at the size of that guy. You see this?
I like this place. It's not too weird. Giant clam legs, sawagami, monkfish liver.
Yeah, deep fried, sprinkled with
This place has got top-of-the-line, ultra-fresh stuff. I've seen most of this stuff before, and in a pinch, I could cook it. It's a perfect place to take refuge from the Okie eaters.
This is the fish I was thinking about for us tonight. This is the Spanish dorade. They're really nice and fresh. We got the 36 of the sea bream, 9 of those.
We're looking for about 60 orders, so we're gonna have to get like a 20 of Spanish snapper or something. Snapper is a very gray area. Basically, the entire fish business conspires to call anything that they can possibly call a snapper. Snapper. Everybody wants it, so of course they add the snapper name to anything they can that even barely resembles snapper, so that therefore they can get that top dollar for it and sell it. Oh, those are pretty.
Beautiful. It's from New Zealand, huh?
What is this called?
Goldeneye.
See, we call it golden eye snapper. You could charge another $1 a pound for it.
Hey, he knows the game.
This is always my favorite job, right? Cleaning the squids. We don't skin these
No?
fully. No. We leave skin on,
Okay.
and it comes out real good, real nice.
Well, I got 16 pounds. I'll throw in a few more.
The thought occurs to me that I haven't been in the kitchen for a long time now. And this being LA, who knows what unexpected disaster awaits me.
Okay, we're gonna take that box, these 2 boxes, the red snapper, and the squid.
These guys load for you, or are we gonna haul? Beautiful. I'm notoriously worst case scenario sort of a guy. Now, we bought, I believe, 60 pieces of fish. That's assuming then with 120 plus reservations, at least half will go for red meat. But there's that little voice in my head saying, you know, what if all of these communist, non-red meat eater Hollywood types, what happens if everybody goes for the fish? What happens if they all go for the fish?
Next stop on the tour, Santa Monica for some produce. Oh, I hope I see David Hasselhoff. The thing that's great about this market is that we can get all this stuff in New York. But here, it doesn't have to take the red eye, so it's that much fresher.
So, Mark, you do this about once a week? You come here, what, every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday, yeah.
Oh, I love these. Look at this. Is this not sexy? Blood orange. But is that not cool? There's a hollandaise variation called sauce maltaise made with blood orange juice. It's like a red hollandaise. Oh, so sexy.
Oh yeah, this is what chefs do.
Now that's really sexy.
We're talking about.
Yes, we have tiny little baby fennel.
That's great. We're just using for the squid.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, asparagus over here.
So sexy.
This place will put a fire in your loins.
I'm thinking, well, this is for the whole fish. 2 spears of green, 1 spear of purple per fish times, 40?
Yes.
60?
Yeah, I like them big, but sometimes they get too big. I
Yeah.
think that's a little too big.
Yeah, that's a palm tree.
Okay, that's it. We're off.
This chef business has kept me from my convertible much too long, so I tell Mark I'll meet him back at the restaurant and head out in search of health food.
I don't know why, but I'm susceptible to crafty and subtle advertising and promotional gimmicks. For some reason, I feel like a donut. Can I get 1 glazed donut, 1 with like a raspberry filled, and 1 of those with the sprinkles on it in the end? Now, I like the French, kind of. But you know what I say? Can the French do this? I don't think so. When you're standing in the shadow of the big donut, every mouthful is magic. But you know, the donut I've had so far, just not big enough. Look at that. You know, my mother always told me never eat anything bigger than your head, but Mom's been wrong about just about everything so far. What do you call that big monster donut? Do you have a name for it? The big one? Texas glaze. Yeah. Right, everything's big in Texas. That's not false advertising. Intoxicating. Oh, I love this engine. God, I love this car. I'm already thinking, you know, what outrage would I not perform or commit to hang on to this fine piece of material? Pauly Shore in Hamlet? Sure, I can write that.
There's a battle for my soul going on right now. Time to head back to Campanile to make like a chef. I mean a guest chef. But the smell of fresh bread lures me next door.
Hi.
Mark's wife, Nancy Silverton, started La Brea Bakery as part of Campanile back when they first opened. But now she's making bread for half the country.
It smells really good in here, but you knew that already. What are you going to show me?
Well, you know, I knew you were coming in, so I stayed up all night and I baked a few loaves of bread. What do you think?
Man, that's a lot of work.
That was
Formed
a lot
all
of
of
work,
these
but-
with your own hands.
Every single one.
All right.
This is our sourdough I cut. And this one has fresh rosemary. And this has both Kalamata olives and Moroccan oil cured. This is a rye currant.
Oh, that's really good. A
Good, huh?
big hunk of stinky cheese with this. I'm there. I wish I could bake bread.
Yeah.
No, it's way too late for me. It's a state of mind. In addition,
While I'm chowing down on bread, the able staff of Campanile is busting their butts in the kitchen trying to make me look good. As guest chef, I get to throw on my chef whites at the last minute and prance around like I have something to teach these guys.
get tossed to order, stack, a little spoon or squeeze bottle action with
If
one.
I was them, I'd be thinking, how soon can we drag this miscreant into the alley and feed on his eyeballs? So I think I recognized the steely look in these guys' eyes as I instruct them on French fry placement.
Stack of fries on like at 12 o'clock.
So my strategy is to stay the hell out of the way and let these guys do their job.
I just walked in, I haven't sat down yet.
Basically, this menu is very close to what we do at Layout.
We specialize in old school, authentic brasserie bistro of the most rustic and heavy on the animal fat kind. It's classic bistro fare, Côte de Boeuf, which is a Flintstone-sized piece of beef.
You're not getting enough red meat out here. That's why, you know, there's not that same level of naked aggression and rage.
Of course, if they don't want the beef, we're serving the roasted dorade and golden-eye snapper we picked out at the market. I have no idea how Los Angelinos are going to like Layout fare. My expectation is that they're all going to go for the fish. First course, a charcuterie plate.
It's a terrine of veal and pork. And sweetbreads. God, I love sweetbreads. Little salami, squab mousse, and serrano ham. The king of hams, by the way.
Serrano is sort of the Spanish prosciutto. Uncooked, simply cured, not smoked, with just a touch of sweetness.
It's the calamari salad.
And most critical, French fries.
We have problems when the oil's fresh, you know, when the oil's too clean, when the potato's too wet. I mean, there's all sorts of magical factors at work. Let's see how we do here. That's decent. Turning to my humble roots, rye cook.
Now, unlike the mosh pit in my kitchen in New York, this staff is about as polite and nice as any staff can be expected to be under these conditions. Were I the chef, I would have run my ass right out of this kitchen.
How are people ordering their meat in general? Or is there a consensus here? Eating real good. There is hope for humanity. On la benta. Yeah, I felt good. Take a picture. Oh, it is a picture.
Then comes the most surreal part of the evening, where I get to swan around the dining room accepting compliments for all the fine work being done by other people in the kitchen, and marveling at all the reasonable-looking customers who seem to have read my book and yet aren't running for the door at the first sight of me. Maybe they're just being polite. It's tough working in someone else's kitchen, but in this case I'm not really working, so it's not that bad. It seems my expectations are unfounded. The yoga crowd likes the meat, and they even like it a little bloody.
Fries up.
You ready on that fish, right?
You know you're in a professional kitchen when you can walk in, turn the whole menu upside down, and still get results like they've been doing it that way since day one. What's a trip to LA without a celebrity sighting? I'm lucky enough to meet Tony Shalhoub, star of the best restaurant movie ever, Big Night.
Really, really pleased to meet you.
Pleasure. Brooke's been reading me from your book out loud. It's fantastic.
I have to tell you that this subject comes up a lot. With a bunch of chefs sitting around late at night, having way too many cocktails. Everybody universally agrees the best restaurant movie ever. No American movie has ever gotten it right. I mean, the moves, the priorities, the look, it was just dead on. I mean, you're a cult hero to chefs and cooks everywhere. Great meeting you.
All in all, I'm impressed. I thought they'd all be crying for arugula-encrusted tofu. They eat meat like heavyweights in training. They can't all be New York transplants. I really got to rethink this town. The evening of my guest chef gig is finally at an end. Happily, I've escaped without injury.
So spectacularly went well, right? No senseless butchery, no violence, happy customers. Where are we going now?
Fred 62.
Cool.
The seduction is nearly complete.
God, I love this car. It's gonna break my heart giving up this car. I want to die in this car. I want this car to be my funeral pyre. The burning wreckage of a '67 Mustang convertible. What more honorable way to die? Fat burger, boy, that looks good. Had nothing but beer, vodka, and cigarettes. Well, those are essential parts of any sensible person's diet, and not a lot of bulk there, not a lot of filler.
So I'm looking for the greasiest, meatiest meal I could find.
This answers the question, what do chefs eat after work?
Crap.
No, it's not crap.
You know what I mean.
But I mean, it's burgers.
No squeeze bottles involved.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right.
So maybe I made a ghastly mistake. It's not all bronze blonde bimbos and new age cultists feasting on alfalfa sprouts and wheatgrass juice. Yeah, sure, LA's still a surreal place. But I like the beach, I like the sun. Now I know I won't go hungry. I wonder what I'll miss most about New York. Yankee games at the stadium, or finding sushi at midnight. Yeah, it seems I had it wrong all these years. Or maybe that's just what they want me to believe. My fellow Americans, what is our one culinary contribution to the world that's as original as jazz, baseball, rock and roll? That's right, barbecue.
It's fall right off the bone.
It's all ours. Even the French can't do it. So what do I know about barbecue? Yep, that about sums it up for me. Good night, and thanks for tuning in. I kid. Actually, it turns out there's a barbecue debate more heated than the last presidential election.
There's just no element of barbecue that's not controversial.
What could possibly be controversial about barbecue?
The cooking unit, the meat, fuel, the seasoning, and the most elusive, the expertise of the chef.
I grew up in the country, sleeping on a tree limb 30 feet off the ground. It's only natural that I wind up cutting trees down and cooking with them now.
So what does all this madness add up to? It's the elusive barbecue triangle. 3 regions of the U.S. locked in deadly battle over who does it the best. Kansas City.
Kansas City is the barbecue capital of the world.
Texas.
Oh, this is going to be Texas-style barbecue, but, you know, just be sure that you like it.
And North Carolina.
Everyone has their special secrets, so, you know, we got ours.
Never fear, I, your intrepid host, will investigate.
I probably shouldn't wear my white linen suit when eating here.
Yeah. First assignment, Kansas City.
Serious barbecue people.
Kansas City is a microcosm of the barbecue world. While other regions specialize in specific meats, in Kansas City, they'll cook anything, anyhow. If it moves, barbecue it.
One thing I've learned, good barbecue is not always pretty. Welcome to Oklahoma Joe's. Gas station, liquor store, convenience store, some of the finest barbecue in this country.
If you want to get to the bottom of something, you start at the top. So I make a dinner date with Carolyn Wells, Executive Director of the Kansas City Barbecue Society.
What should I order here?
My favorite menu item is the Carolina pork sandwich, which is a pulled pork sandwich with slaw on top, served with Bubba sauce, but their ribs are great, and I think they're cooking up some burnt ends just for you.
Burnt ends, beef brisket. What is a burnt end?
A burnt end is the charred part of the brisket after it's cooked that they used to throw away. Only in Kansas City that I know of have they really become menu items. Here they collect them all week so they can offer them one night during the week.
Oh, wow. Now, this is criminally good. Flavor of the yin-yang, it's great. So are there barbecue nerds?
Absolutely. Complete with the plastic things in the pocket with meat thermometers sticking out.
Who makes the best barbecue?
Well, Kansas City, of course.
A bold claim. In order to properly evaluate, I need to find someone in the trenches. A fellow chef.
Sunday afternoon in Kansas. We're here to talk about barbecue with the world-recognized Grandmaster Authority on the subject, Kansas City barbecue, Paul Kirk, known as the Baron of Barbecue.
I'm searching for that ultimate barbecue. I've never found it.
Paul Kirk is like a barbecue prize fighter turned manager. He won loads of international competitions, and now he trains rookies. I decide to investigate, even if it means I gotta do a little work, maybe get my hands sticky.
It's apron time for you.
Jesus, am I putting on weight?
Okay, what I have here, 3 briskets. I want to know which one you would pick and why.
Like the feel and the look of this guy. Nice fat layer, a nice conformation and shape, and I'm expecting that'll be a nice mix of fat and lean. So how'd I do?
Very good. I'm going to show you how I trim them, and then I'm going to let you trim the other one. I'm going to try to trim down to 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch of fat. Now you get to do
All right. Time to show Paul a little classically trained technique.
take off some of this fat, all right?
I know what I'm doing. I'm standing back.
Yeah, you see me aiming at something good. Stop me. All right, boss, how'd I do? It hurts, doesn't it?
Okay, this is a knife, not a saw.
Oh.
You're going like that. You forgot the most important part.
Right, the right angle. So not a complete disgrace, but definitely rookie status.
Okay, maybe I've been away from the kitchen a little too long.
No, that's very good. Okay, we're gonna season these up.
All right.
Seasoned salt, celery salt, onion salt, garlic salt. That's a basic rub. Now I tell my students, add your signature. Pick out 3 seasonings.
Some examples of seasonings that people might use without being silly would be coriander.
Coriander, oh.
I saw that in your book. No?
Oregano, cumin, allspice. Got their wrist action down better than I do.
Now that I've shown Paul a thing or two, it's time to put the brisket in the cooker.
Oh, there he is. Now, how many hours are we talking about?
We're talking probably, since it's certified Angus, probably 14.
14 hours? I don't think we'll be seeing barbecue brisket on Iron Chef anytime soon.
That's one of the great things about barbecue is that it is the absolute antithesis of fast food.
It's 15 hours, nice and moist, juicy.
Just beautiful.
See, now here's a good smoke ring. Good color, good penetration.
God, it's moist, too.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
And there's bread. Fix yourself a sandwich.
Will do. Sauce or not sauce?
One with sauce, one without sauce. It's simple.
It's about perfect. You know, try a little with the sauce. Tough call.
Oh, it is. Really is.
This stuff is so good, I'm ready to vote Paul Kirk into the White House. But it's not all about the chef, is it?
This does not look like a backyard grill.
It doesn't?
No.
Now, that's an $8,000 pit. I designed this in closed pits down in Texas, built it for me. One thing I'll say about David is, first of all, you go around to all the different pits around. Look at the workmanship.
So we're talking real craftsmanship here.
Yeah.
Just when you think you've seen it all, $8,000 barbecues? This will require further study. Looks like I'm off to Houston, Texas. From Kansas to Texas.
You'd think there's some hard and fast rules, individual way they do things in certain states. And I gotta tell you, I'm getting pretty confused. But one thing I'm not confused about is who builds, designs, and constructs the best pits maybe in the universe. This is the man, Dave Close. And what's that grinding sound in the background? That's the making of
That's a bunch of guys
pit.
making metal stuff, you know. It's not safe around a welder.
No kidding. This place looks like an episode of Monster Garage and a Boeing plant all rolled into one. If you think a pit is just a hole in the ground, think again.
And I honestly believe that we make some of the highest quality and best engineered pits in the world. And I won't stop until I've made something out of everything in the planet Earth. You don't want to park a car next to us, trust me.
Okay, so you're in the market for a barbecue pit, and you show up here. Dave is willing to custom design a pit for your individual needs. Your military kitchen coming up short on appliances?
This is bulletproof glass?
Yeah, this is the phone booth that was in the war in Sarajevo 3 years ago. These in the car pits where you build a police car into a barbecue pit or something, the danger of that's that you never know.
Right.
You don't know if the glass is going to explode.
Perhaps you're tough on appliances and require a more durable model.
This is solid. You make solid objects.
I can actually fire a .357 Magnum in this.
You've tried that?
Yes, I have. I've shot everything in sight.
Maybe you're a hungry cosmonaut looking for a Dave Close encounter.
I was working at NASA for years, and the administrator of NASA's a woman. I told her I wanted to pit on the moon. She said, why? Why do you want to pit on the moon? I said, because when the Russians or anyone else lands, I want them to see the world's first close interplanetary grill.
Maybe you desire a simpler model, but souped up with all the extras.
Gas injected with a burner on the side. Very small smokestack in it. Adjustable fire rack, ash pan.
Maybe you're thinking, I've got too many kitchen appliances. I need to simplify.
Now this is a 14-foot beer bottle. In the neck is an actual 3-gallon pony keg with a beer tap right here. You just take this to your house, pull up, light it, pull out a couple of cases of beer. The whole block will shut down and have a party.
No matter what your needs, you never leave the lot without taking a test drive.
These are sausage stuffed and bacon wrapped quail. These things are spectacular. Now this is the good stuff. This is my signature dish. This is actually 8 to 10 count tiger shrimp that are stuffed with stone claw crab meat, wrapped with a malletized chicken tender, wrapped in maple smoked bacon and soaked in Cabernet Sauvignon overnight.
This guy is full of surprises. I thought he was going to pull out some carbonized hot dogs or something.
This is an amazing dish. You cannot mess this up. If you do it bad, it's incredible. If you do it right, it'll take the top of your head off. Give that a shot.
Damn, look at that. Okay, this is amazing.
You gotta try this quail, though.
Oh, you're not kidding.
This is spectacular.
Oh, that's beautiful. This has got to be illegal somewhere. Oh, yeah, that's way too good. I think I'm on the Atkins diet. That's like all meat, right? I haven't seen a vegetable in like 3-4 days. Man knows how to cook. It's not just food. It's not just a lifestyle. It's a calling, and
it's an illness. Well, at least I didn't try cobra heart, you know. I heard that you tried. I heard you almost got ate by a lion in Africa.
No, that's next season.
So Texans can make barbecue pits, but can Texans barbecue? Dave says he knows a place where they make some of the best ribs and brisket in the nation.
So, yeah, where are we, Dave?
Yeah, we're at Roy Burns Barbecue. It's been here about 30, 35 years. Some of the best barbecue in Houston. I just wanted Tony to try it and see how real Southern hospitality and quality last, you know.
Southern hospitality? Good Lord, it looks like a decent sneeze would level this place. That doesn't seem to stop the customers.
People come from all over Houston, southwest side, east side, everywhere. They drive in traffic to get over here to eat this barbecue.
That is definitely an endorsement. If you're willing to suffer for good food.
And he's probably got a sauce that he wouldn't give up if you put a gun to his head, you know?
Anyone got a gun? All right.
Despite outward appearances, Burns Barbecue is a large operation. They have a sizable staff and huge pits bursting at the seams with slow-cooking ribs and briskets.
Those right there will be there for about 5-6 more hours. My choice is the ribs. I love the ribs. That's my specialty.
According to Roy, the secret to his barbecue lies in the fuel.
Slow burning oak, full stroke. That's the secret, doing the slow.
Hey, I'm sold.
Yeah, but you know what? Enough food for two is good. That's for us? Beautiful. Oh, man, it smells unbelievable. All right, well, thank you, sir. Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, great. We'll see them out front. Thanks, sir. We got 2 sample platters here.
Oh, that's good brisket there, buddy. His ribs are delicious, man. Try some of that sauce.
Yeah, I've been, believe me, I've been mopping. That is some fine eating.
You got a mustard-based potato salad with pickles. Goes with the barbecue. What they call asymmetric flavors.
Everybody I met in Kansas City and everybody I met in Texas are damn intellectuals. I'm like always the stupidest guy in town everywhere I've been so far.
Well, I didn't go through the 3rd grade for nothing. That was the worst 9 years of my life.
It's an amazing rib.
Roy really understands the business.
But the main thing is I tell my customer to come back and tell me, you know, if it's bad or good. So then I start looking for ways to change.
Right. Well, you know, when you see cars lined up down the street, that's a good tip-off, right?
Limos and Cadillacs that pull up here, man. You never know who's kidding out.
Burns' place may not get a 30 for decor from the Zagat's anytime soon, but Roy has mastered the golden rule: make good food. So if you're on a quiet rural road in Houston and you see a huge line, get in it. You may just get to try one of the tastiest secrets in America. My barbecue investigation so far has introduced me to award-winning pitmasters and world-famous barbecue hotspots. But most of America gets their barbecue from one place, their own backyard. In this case, we're in the backyard of barbecue connoisseur John Lonergan.
This is a strange and exotic environment for me. I have this overwhelming urge to put on an apron saying, you know, world's best dad, or I'm with stupid, or I need a novelty apron.
Nice and quiet. Nobody to, you know, bother you. It's peaceful. You know, phone's not ringing.
This is the essence of barbecue. Sitting in the backyard, waiting for the ribs to cook, drinking beer, right?
I think those ribs are just about done, too. You want to go ahead and pop it open and take a peek?
Of course I do. Rubbed with mustard and spices, these ribs cook for 4 hours. John pours on the slurry made from Coke and brown sugar.
Oh, yeah, that's delicious.
And 1 hour later, the perfect ribs.
I'll get the plate out, and I'll let you do the honors. Chop up some ribs.
Oh, yeah? Cool. Yeah. And I'm cooking a lot on this show. I'm actually touching food on this episode. This is something I don't do.
You know, it's good.
Putting me to work.
All that beer you're drinking, you got to get some exercise.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So we're ready to go eat.
Excellent.
All right. And we got some salad.
Salad? Wow, I forgot what that is.
Got something for you here.
Way too nice of you. Oh. Well, I kind of get my wish, don't I? Here. Okay, I can put this right to work, yes?
Yes, sir. There's a knife for you. Let's see if you remember how to cut ribs.
If I don't stop working with food on this show, people are going to start thinking I'm an actual chef.
I'm ready to eat.
Me too. If I remember, in the dimly remembered past, when I last saw one of these, I think this is called a salad.
Dig in. Oh, actually, it's
literally falling off the boat.
It's terrible here. Let me take that from you.
Keep your eyes on your own plate, buddy.
When the meat and the bone come apart that easy, you know you got some good ribs.
A true American experience. Real backyard barbecue.
This is the barbecue story encapsulated, you know?
Now I can really say I've been everywhere. Barbecue burnout, culinary peril of the American South. Happily, I find myself at the final stop of the barbecue triangle.
Where are we, North Carolina, cradle of barbecue, where most people will tell you it all began. Okay, what's the difference between Texas, Kansas City, and North Carolina barbecue? North Carolina, it's all about pig, 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 pig. And when you're talking about Eastern North Carolina, you're talking about nose to tail, everything but the squeak.
During my travels, I hear about a joint called Mitchell's, where they proudly specialize in whole hog barbecue.
All right, let's go. We're going to the pit now.
I'm introduced to proprietor Ed Mitchell, who promises to come clean on their entire operation. First step, trimming the pig.
You'll let Tony cut the feet.
What am I thinking? I'm thinking about an episode of The Sopranos I saw a few weeks ago. Getting good at this, huh?
Every now and then we get one like me. He's a little healthy. He has a lot of fat glass.
A lot of actors in Hollywood pay to have that done, you know, while they're still alive.
Now this one, it got all the good stuff in it.
Tongue, the brain,
the brains,
eyeballs, thymus gland.
Yep, this is good eating. Now she's ready to go on. Spank it. Now he'll tell you the story on that. That is really a symbolic of a salute, because he's really gonna make him somebody very happy.
My old gym teacher used to do that to me a lot. He's in jail now.
He got to spank him now. You're one of the boys now. You're an official barbecue man now. We got you now. All right.
It's time to cook the hog.
We like to cook from 8 to 10 hours. We definitely don't like to cook them anything under that.
Right.
Food, American food. You gotta want to get
pretty.
And to me, that's real barbecue.
The pit crew goes to work deboning the pig, pulling off the ribs, and hand chopping the meat.
We're gonna chop this and put it back into the skin. Okay, we're actually letting Tony taste it to make sure that it meets his approval. What we do here, we want to make sure that the tenderness is there, that it's done.
That's delicious. That's fantastic.
Just when I'm ready to dig in, Ed tells me it's time for the most important step.
We're getting ready to season it. That is, put the vinegar and pepper sauce in it. You know, this is putting the icing on the cake.
In eastern North Carolina, you won't find tomato in the barbecue sauce. Get out your recipe cards. For every 100 pounds of pulled pork, simply add a load of red and black pepper, lots and lots of sugar, even more salt, then a real lot of vinegar, then just mix it all by hand. But it's not that easy. It's serious business.
Tad bit more salt. A little bit of white gold sugar. Did you put the crushed red pepper in there? Yeah, too much. Yeah, a little tad too much pepper in this. Oh, yeah.
Once Ed signs off, the meat is spread out and sprinkled with bits of crispy pigskin cracklings.
Yeah, I have been eating barbecue for days, but I haven't seen this. This is beautiful. Crispy, crunchy, cooked pigskin. All the things I like about food, all in one dish. That is amazing.
Okay, so what do you do with a whole cooked hog? In Cook's Tour, we've seen salad bars, tapas bars, and raw bars.
And this is the famous pig bar.
But a pig bar?
We have the trotters, as we call them, pigtails, the pig ears, and you gotta try the chitlins.
Yeah, if there's a buffet in heaven, it looks pretty much like that. Best pig foot I ever had. And I've had a fair amount of them. Problem with pork these days is they're pushing the whole lean angle. This is a very bad way to go as far as promoting the glories of pig. Little bits of crispy skin. And man, this is beautiful. Well, it's very much my philosophy. You know, if you're going to kill a pig, you should eat every part of it. I mean, if a pig ever hunts me down and kills me, I hope that he uses every part.
Just when I think my investigation is over, I discover barbecue has battles within battles. Turns out in North Carolina, there's a barbecue civil war.
Okay, when you're talking about barbecue in North Carolina, you're talking about, well, two major significant styles. You got your East North Carolina barbecue, which is kind of a vinegary whole hog thing, and you got your Western or Piedmont Lexington style barbecue. And representing the West Side are Bill Eason and Jim Tabb.
Even in a real war, these guys would be useful. Jim is an ex-pilot, and Bill is an expert in blowing stuff up. But in the barbecue war, they're generals. I asked them what defines their territory.
Is it true what they say? Is it about shoulder here?
Shoulders.
Pretty.
And shoulder is a juicy piece of meat.
It's got more fat in the shoulder than the ham.
Okay, strategy number 1, moist shoulder meat.
Yeah, let's throw it on the grill.
Strategy number 2?
Direct heat. As far as we're concerned, direct heat is the way to cook.
That's right, direct heat. Instead of a separate firebox, these guys cook right on top of the flame.
About how long will these go?
Anywhere from 12 to 14 hours. Just fire them up.
But it still takes 14 hours.
The smoke's rolling now.
You ready, Tony?
That's pretty.
Could someone hand me a knife?
I know we won't need a knife. I'm furious if you need a knife.
Okay.
If you need a knife, you got roast pork.
Right.
See, it's just coming off the bone.
No reason to fret. Looks like a knife will not be needed.
Knife will not be needed.
And we're talking pulled pork. This is pulled pork as is. Looks mighty good.
Yeah, you can't resist it. Go ahead. We're talking about
This is your sauce right here.
What do you do around here? You dip or you dress?
We're gonna dip it the knife.
Okay. Hell with decorum. Dip.
Hey, hold on here. We're in North Carolina, and this sauce has tomatoes?
Traditionally, the people in Eastern Carolina thought tomatoes were poisonous. As they came west, they began to add tomatoes.
Little tomato.
Tony, what we got here is some pulled shoulder, some red slaw, and hush puppies.
Perfect. That's what it's all
Piedmont
about.
style barbecue.
I like it here. I like it here a lot. This is great. I'm getting the idea that barbecue is an endless learning process.
And I'll be the first to say, we don't know it all, but we feel like we do it in North Carolina like it was originally did. We were barbecuing when those people in Texas were chasing cows.
So, I've searched far and wide for America's best barbecue. Apologies to Memphis and St. Louis. What is my one absolute conclusion? Barbecue is not a cuisine, it's an obsession. But the barbecue debate should make us all proud. Barbecuers are free-thinking individualists. So show the world what you're made of, America. Put on that apron and light up those barbecues from sea to shining sea. Now, where can I find a salad bar?
I was born in 1956. And I realized standing right here that fear of this country or anticipation of what this country may or may not do at any given moment basically molded my whole life.
Russia. This is the birthplace of communism. I mean, that's what you think of when you think of Russia, right? You think of the Soviet Union, you think of spies and James Bond. Guys getting sent off to the gulag. It's just so weird being here. This was denied territory for most of my lifetime. It was unthinkable, when I was a kid that I would ever be here. And now here I am.
So I don't know, what do you think of when you think of Russian cuisine?
Well, you think of borscht, right? And you think of potatoes, and smoked fish, and smoked sturgeon, cabbage. And of course, there's the fish egg thing, right? I mean, even the bad guys in movies, let's have a little vodka and caviar. Yeah, bad guys. I've always been spy crazy. I mean, all my fantasies as a kid were, wandering around in St. Petersburg or Moscow, undercover, evading, you got it, sinister bad guys with Russian accents.
But today, I'm not evading my Russian adversary. I'm rendezvousing with him. All right, gonna meet my guide. Recognition signal. Rolled up Russian newspaper, right hand, partly torn. The fish is red.
Only on Wednesdays.
Samir.
Tony, you made it. Welcome to Wonderland. Welcome to St. Petersburg.
Happy to be here. You got the car?
Sure, let's walk.
Samir takes me to our car where he introduces me to Alexei, our driver. Samir and his driver Alexei are going to show me around St. Petersburg. It's a town with a long and glorious tradition and some mighty good food, I hear. This guy makes me nervous. He doesn't say a single word. We're supposedly on our way to a traditional country-style restaurant with live Russian folk music. That is, if they don't take me out to the woods and drop me in a frozen lake somewhere. Okay, so no frozen lake. But this place looks like a hunting lodge in the middle of Siberia. We're about, from what I gather, about 30 miles outside of St. Petersburg.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
are we?
This place is called Podvorye. Nice Russian cuisine restaurant.
Country style.
Country style. Gonna like the place.
Cossack dancing?
Cossack dancing is part of the trip.
Back in the States, you can't just pick up the phone and dial Russian takeout. So most Americans know very little about Russian cuisine. Many parts of Russia have a hearty tradition of stick-to-your-ribs meat and potatoes fare, not unlike the American Midwest. Podvorye specializes in traditional country-style Russian cuisine. Here in the kitchen, they're busy making everything from potato pancakes to traditional Russian dumplings to meat and fish dishes. With, of course, a little cabbage. All of these recipes evolved through the centuries based on what the Russian people could grow or find locally. Of course, in the olden days, your average Russian peasant would consider themselves lucky to have even one of these things during a typical meal. Our meal begins with a bombardment of zakuski, traditional Russian appetizers. Beautiful. Okay, I'm really getting into pickles in this country. I have to tell you, I'm really loving this. We have pickled plums, pickled grapes, pickled garlic, pickled wild mushrooms, smoked sturgeon, pickled lamprey eel. Let's eat. A huge bottle of chilled vodka has come to our table. This being lunch, I'm a little hesitant to imbibe, but Zamir manages to convince me it's part of the whole experience. Na zdrowie. Better?
Tony, you made it, man, but this time try to enjoy it. It's not like you are, going through the test like in a drug institution. You enjoy the whole thing.
What do you know about me? What does he mean by that drug institution crack?
Just show that you're happy.
I'm getting there, don't worry. By shot 3, I'll be happy. I think this is going to be the start of a beautiful friendship. Now, I'm famously not very fond of salads. I make a lot of fun of vegetarians and salad. I've always been not very interested in them. But here, it's different. I really love this. Possibly because salad, it's all pickled and seems to go very, very well with alcohol.
You're right.
Our main courses finally arrive.
The reindeer.
This is definitely my first reindeer. I've been cruel to so many other animals in this trip that I figure let's kill off Donder and Blitzen and Rudolph too. Right?
How does it smell?
It smells fantastic.
Good.
And if you're making reindeer at home, what they've done here is clearly marinate and slow braise. It's very tender. Little juniper, dill, a boiled potato in there. I think I saw a carrot floating around. It's quite good. Do I think I'm going to put this on my menu in New York? I don't know that we're ready for it yet. Maybe for
just to horrify children. Yeah, maybe like a kid's menu for Christmas. And a little braised reindeer. You just hear the little squeals. But Dad, he didn't kill Donder or Blitzen. He didn't kill Rudolph, did he? Yes, Timmy, he did. So it's one less reindeer Santa's got to contend with next Christmas. My work here is done.
All right.
Zamir and I decide to head back to St. Petersburg to sleep off our vodka lunch.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow, he tells me, is going to be a big day. St. Petersburg. Here, 2 centuries of autocratic czarist rule ended after the revolution of 1917. This place, the Church of the Resurrection of Christ, was built on the very spot where Alexander II, one of the last czars, was blown up by a terrorist group. I can't believe it all kind of happened here. But since the downfall of communism, this place is the site of a very different kind of explosion.
Buy something. Yep. For $2.
Case for bottle.
Free enterprise.
Welcome to the St. Petersburg. I love you.
I decided a little support of the new economy was in order. Big fluffy hat. Time for a little souvenir shopping.
I think this is too small.
Oh yeah, something like this in black? Oh, up top?
No.
Like this?
So, do I look fat in this hat?
Yeah. Oh, too warm. Okay, mirror, please. Oh yeah, this is much more my style. Yes, I like this one. I'll take it. How much is this first?
This is just 300 rubles. It's $10.
$10, I'll take it. Yeah, here you go. You know, when I signed on to do this series, I demanded 3 things in my contract, okay? No nudity was not one of them, by the way. Let's see, it was no karaoke, no dancing, and no funny hats. Well, 1 down, 2 to go. Okay, breakfast in St. Petersburg.
Should be an exciting experience for us.
All right, now, you got to tell me the name of this place and what it all means.
Interesting. It's called У тещи на блинах. Word-for-word translation, the Blincy party at the mother-in-law's home. And according to Russian old tradition, during this week of Maslenitsa, like holidays dedicated to the farewell to winter, the mother-in-law should invite her son-in-law for homemade Blincy party.
Right.
Since not everyone has mother-in-law, some people would prefer to come over here as a public catering facility with a great name.
Mother-in-law would not be a good advertisement in the States, I have to tell you. You'd have a hard time getting people into a restaurant. Okay. Quick recipe. Make a tender pancake of primarily eggs, flour, and sugar. Roll it up with almost any filling you can think of. Then saute until golden brown. And you have a Russian blincy. Okay, the place is known for blintzis, so this is clearly what I'm eating.
Specialty. So we
start at the top.
Blincy with meat, with fish, with liver, with vegetables, with different fruits, with curd, even with caviar.
No, I'm thinking of something, it's morning, I'm thinking of something a little sweet. What would you recommend?
Little sweet probably should be with curd and the dry apricot.
Oh, that sounds good.
Really interesting combination.
So like a yogurt and yogurt and dried apricot. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Wonderful. All right, where are we now?
Oh, that's your probably favorite department with the homemade jam, sour cream, or the condensed skimmed milk, which is very sweet, but I love it this way.
Okay, well that sounds thoroughly frightening to me, but I want to try it. Sounds good.
You know, a little
of this on this here.
Okay.
This is kind of like a short order joint in the States. The griddle, certainly familiar. The steam table here, we've seen that before. Certainly we've seen this. Seen this a few times in the States. I have a sneaky suspicion. I hope we didn't invent this. This is good. Oh, really?
I hope the Russians invented that.
Go, you can take credit for that. Please be my guest.
Yeah.
There's something very eye-hopping about this experience.
I hope you'll enjoy the typical Russian breakfast in a public place.
Yeah, I think yesterday I'd already had 2 shots of vodka by this time of day.
All right.
Well, that's great. So, curd, dried apricot, and condensed milk reduced. It's really good. Sweet, but not too sweet. Not only is this a great hot breakfast, but it turns out Blintzes are wonderful for a vodka hangover. But Zamir advises me to keep it light on this occasion because he has an even bigger surprise in store. After breakfast, my guide Zamir takes me on a sightseeing tour. I'm beginning to understand why there was a revolution.
Catherine the Great lived here. And the horse thing's not true, by the way. We're talking 5, 10 people lived in this house?
Well, maximum.
5 or 10 people. I get it. Catherine lives there. Probably all holed up in one corner, watching the widescreen TV, bored out of her mind because she's got everything she wants. And over here, I guess we got where the loyal retainers live, meaning probably the chef. And if I were alive at that time, Catherine would be calling me up 4 o'clock in the morning for the, her favorite peanut butter and bacon sandwiches or egg white omelets. No oil. It's a problem with rich people. Special requests, okay? I want the vegetables on a separate plate, sauce on the side. Could I have the sauce from the fish on the steak, please? And you can't say no, right? Catherine the Great calls you up 4 o'clock in the morning and says, I want that Kung Pao chicken. I guess you're making it. I'm pissed at her already. If my neighbor lived like this, I'd kill him too.
After being suspiciously secretive, Zamir informs me that it's time for his big surprise. And her name is Ludmila. A friend of Zamir's, she's planning a trip to the local market, followed by a home-cooked Russian meal. We're gonna do a little shopping, and we have a specialist with us. Strategic shopping coming up. Kuznechny Market is St. Petersburg's largest and best-stocked market. It is not typical for this economically challenged country.
This is all wrong. Isn't it supposed to be like bread lines and no food? This looks better than Zabar.
It's teeming with fresh fruits, vegetables, meats, and of course, pickled everything. Like so many Russians, Ludmila lives within a tight budget. So a little advice to consumers.
You should move through this car like a heat-seeking missile, man.
She is not the kind of woman you want to mess with at a red tag sale.
Very finicky shopper here. She has very definite ideas about what she wants.
I'm really curious to see. I think we're going for borscht here. I'm expecting cabbage and beets. Touchdown. There's definitely negotiations over price here. She doesn't get the price she wants, she moves on. Usually with a rude word. I wish I knew what she was saying. I think it's something along the lines of how your beets suck. These about how much do you think you're going to charge me for that? Oh yeah? Go jump in the lake.
Все, остался чеснок у бабушки.
Beets in hand, Ludmila moves on to the butcher.
I'm amazed by countries where the meat at the market is not refrigerated. I mean, it is really cold in here. It looks better. It's better, fresher stuff than the stuff you see in the meat counter in the supermarket, all shrink wrapped and sitting at health department approved temperatures. We get spoiled by refrigeration, Lets us leave it kicking around for a few days. These guys don't have that luxury. Sell it today, period.
If Ludmila's market prowess is any indication of her cooking skills, this is going to be a treat. In her kitchen, Ludmila gets to work. Immediately. This is a woman possessed. She never stops.
Мясо промал, где не любит баранину. Лучше телятину. Можно пить ленинградский. Кипит, мы его закроем, уже. Есть такие электромясорубки, но это лично.
And apparently, she never stops talking either.
Поймешь, как ты. От этого улетала совершенно французская тетенька. Когда она увидела этот ковшик, она сказала, что это? Я говорю, это инсталляция будущая. На самом деле...
If I could understand her, I'm sure she'd be telling me she's making classic Russian borscht.
Французы прекрасно ели. Борщ.
Borscht is a soup made primarily of beets. While borscht wouldn't be borscht without the beets, there's a tremendous amount of flexibility in various recipes. Ludmila's also contains meat, cabbage, potatoes, and onions.
Очень вкусно. Вот эта заправка ее.
And of course, her own special blend of fresh garlic and spices. While that simmers for a while, Ludmila starts the main course,
small traditional meat dumplings.
This dish, again, how do you pronounce it? Pelmeni. Pelmeni.
She starts by grinding the meat, the old-fashioned way.
Oh, so all of this was hand ground?
Yes.
This is no joke. This takes some serious muscle. If Ludmila ever got sent to Siberia, I think she could hold her own. Next, she makes the dough from flour, eggs, milk, salt, and oil.
It's a long, complicated process.
Dough is tough. I'm hopeless with making dough. It senses fear.
Это как бы начало вечеринки.
Maybe communism isn't dead after all. When it's time to stuff the pelmeni, Ludmila puts me to work. Finally, the pelmeni go into the pot. Now it's simply a matter of time. In Russia, the presence of a guest is considered an honor. It is the host who should thank the guest. And my new friend Ludmila is about to thank me with a hearty bowl of her home-cooked borscht.
In tradition, the way the legend says, it should be as thick so that the spoon, if you stick it right.
И сверху нужно...
We saw it all being bought, saw it all being made. And now it's... Hey, watch me eat it. Perfect happiness. Yeah. I'm feeling good, actually. I'm right in the groove here. It's a simple food that chefs crave. It's home cooking, and for me, I'm continually fascinated by bread and soup. It's like alchemy. You know, you're turning simple ingredients into something magical through sorcery. Now it was time for us workers to enjoy the fruits of our labor. Ludmila dishes up the pelmeni.
Ну, я думаю, что вы добавите.
Fresh pelmeni, pork, beef, ground with onion, garlic, homemade dough, boiled and served. Everybody seems to have a slightly different style of enjoying this. I'm going for the mustard, horseradish, and sour cream. And of course, top with fresh parsley and chopped dill. As always, someone busts out the bottle of vodka with dinner. I will be donating my liver to science upon my return to New York. This is the way to eat. Forget about restaurants. Homemade food. There's no substitute for it, and it would have been a terrible injustice to have come and gone without experiencing something this wonderful. Alexei, the driver, pours vodka and cranberry juice for a toast. What a bunch of wonderful characters. Alexei, who never says a word, Ludmila, who never stops, and Zamir, who not only turned out to be a good guy after all, but has quite the gastronomic sense. To good food, good company, a gracious host, a good cook, and good vodka. Thank you. I think I'm really gonna miss this place. What the hell were we thinking with the Cold War anyway? Hey, I wonder if that reindeer place is still open. Vietnam. It's beautiful. It's dreamlike. It's exotic. It has a very sensuous nature. It's an intoxicating place to be.
You can see why generations of Frenchmen and Americans went insane here.
But frankly, I've got the whole insanity thing down. I'm here to experience the flavors and textures of Vietnamese cuisine, from everyday fare to the wildly exotic, and maybe a little taste of the French influence. On first arrival, it is just sheer excitement. Ho Chi Minh City is a real throng of people. People are in constant motion. It's a little intimidating at first. It's amazing what people could fit on two wheels. Whole families all squeezed onto a tiny little motorbike.
I'd like it if New York were more like this. Basically taxis, scooters, and little two-stroke motorcycles.
Traffic flows at inexplicable and wondrous patterns in space.
Walking here is a challenge. You gotta be awake. Off to the market. Look at some hooves and snouts.
The markets are always wonderful places to sample all the local fare, and I'm on the hunt for the ever-popular hot vin lan, fetal duck egg. But first, I've got to make it across the road.
After the guy's green, I'm gone. Hang on. What you act?
Dodging this traffic makes running through the defensive line of the New York Giants look like a stroll through the park.
It is suggested that this road is one way. Watch your back.
Benton Market is the central marketplace in Saigon, the largest and busiest in the city. We enter the market through the live poultry section.
Nothing like the smell of poultry excrement and fear.
The smell of a lot of live poultry, a lot of food cooking, makes a rather heady mix.
Actually, it smells better than the live poultry market in New York. A lot better.
Americans, we see our poultry, we see our meat in neat plastic-wrapped packages in the supermarket. We don't have to smell it, we don't have to look at its face. The Vietnamese understand that this started out as a live creature. In fact, it still is a live creature until just before dinner time. It seems like a panorama of cruelty at first, but in some ways, it's more honest than our system. Somewhere in this maze of food is the duck egg I'm looking for. There are food stalls, each food stall specializing in different aspects of Vietnamese day-to-day working-class cuisine.
Getting hungry.
Bowls of pho, which are noodle soups, some made with beef and pork, others with seafood. Some are spicy with different kinds of stocks, cilantro, chilies, and other garnishes.
A little lime, some sprouts and greens. Maybe we'll have a spring roll.
Places that specialize in spring rolls or beef or chicken on a stick. Fruit juices.
Sweet.
And in every case, it's spectacularly fresh. Smells good.
Very spicy.
Time and time again, you're struck by how proud each vendor is. They want you to try their food.
Oh, that's great. Next.
Here it is. Hot vin lan, fetal duck egg.
One hot vin lan?
Sold and consumed on the street and in stalls, it's a popular Vietnamese snack, especially for men who believe it enhances virility.
It's hot.
It's a duck embryo, matured past half-term, then soft-boiled. Any takers? It's a difficult dining experience.
The vaguely feathery, furry-looking bits here are actually not bad. I don't think I'll be having another, though. I think it's back to croissant tomorrow. I don't think I'll be making that a breakfast staple. I don't think I'll be adding that to, you know, what is it? Little Special K, milk, bacon, and fetal duck egg.
Beaks and feathers first thing in the morning may have been a bit ambitious. I'm in need of something to settle my stomach. I hook up with a cyclo driver who assures me he has just the remedy. Now, most of the cyclo drivers, they're very proud and very happy about wherever it is they take you. They're all too eager to take you to their favorite restaurant, the best bowl of pho, run you around and show you the sights. But everyone seems to stare at you when you're sitting in this thing. You feel like a bit of a rube. Here comes Lord Jim, you know, let's shake him down for some Don. So it's fun if you want to feel like a pasha or a visiting dignitary.
Hello. Hey.
I feel a little silly, actually. But I guess it's something everybody should do at least once.
Squid soup.
So this is what the cyclo driver had in mind? Chow muck? Squid soup? Vietnamese have a distinctive culinary approach. Each dish balances considerable style of the regional flavor quartet. Hot, sour, salty, and sweet, eaten together in perfect harmony.
It smells fabulous. It's good. Now, I'm thinking squid, what looks like cut up baguette, actually, with crouton, cilantro. This is like a pork blood. It's a cake made of just coagulated, like actually like we're going to see in Portugal. And like you see in a lot of Europe. I guess it's just a little pan-cooked, emulsified blood. It's fabulous.
So I sit there and eat my squid soup and watch people go by on their motos, doing the everyday things they were doing 200 years ago and will probably be doing 200 years from now. There's a cheerful stoicism and generosity here, in spite of almost overwhelming history. The comes home to you, even when eating the simplest bowl of squid soup.
But it's remarkable. Look at this place.
As night falls, every street in Saigon seems to be like Sunset Strip. You've got the same type of lowrider cruise mentality. And the streets just completely fill up. Tonight's destination is a one-of-a-kind family-style restaurant, Cum Nu Saigon. The first thing you notice is the sound of smashing crockery. Typically not a good sign. My most memorable host in Vietnam is the inimitable Madame Gao.
Welcome, everybody. Oh, thank you. It's for me. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to see you again.
Yes, I'm happy to see you.
This woman is a force of nature. She's generous.
I'm very happy to have you.
Almost smotheringly friendly.
I love everybody come from New York.
She's a mix of Yenta, Jewish mother, and six-cylinder Gambino family hoodlum. And the operation she runs is spectacular.
She thought about this place for a long time before she opened it, and it shows. You look at the tiny little details, the sort of things a lifer cook like me notices, a lifer in the restaurant business. It's not a corner of this restaurant. It's not one part that does corner that isn't completely squared away like a naval vessel.
This is a smooth operation. This is the way to run a restaurant.
And of course, the cleanup job at the end of this night must be unbelievable.
In a very Western way, she's figured out a gimmick. She's researched traditional Vietnamese cuisine and found references to a way of baking rice in clay pots, then smashing them open to serve a sort of crispy rice pilaf.
Thank you.
The waiters keep sending these sizzling hot rice cakes sailing through the air at high speeds. They're received by a waiter on the other side of the room, given a little bit of English, flipped up in the air, cut into pieces, sauced with fish sauce, wok nam, and scallions, and deposited on your plate. It's crispy on the outside, fluffy in the middle, and totally delicious. People love it. It's a lot of fun. Of all the meals I have in Vietnam, Madame Gao consistently bowls me over.
I always take care good of my customers.
This stuff is not only fresh, it's brilliantly presented.
It's a full-on assault, you know? It's just an attack of brilliant colors.
Lobster grilled and bathed in a sweet paprika sauce. Crabs stir-fried with sweet basil. Steamed tiger prawns. The ingredients she's using are really creative and really cute.
Oh, zucchini flower. Lovely.
Zucchini blossoms stuffed with ground pork, dipped in batter, and deep fried.
So good.
Fish soups. I've had a lot of fish soups, but this with the little cockles, tofu, and dill in a fish broth, it's really imaginative and powerful. Cuts of pork with tea-marinated, hard-cooked eggs. Sounds like a strange mix? It's not. Everything is so fresh here. It's crisp.
Really strong, really powerful, really seductive flavors.
This is a sort of food that Westerners who go to Vietnam time and time again come back raving about.
You know, it's mind-blowing.
It's the best example of what the Vietnamese do so well.
Apparently every night it's like a holiday meal. Oh, you gotta look at this.
A palate cleanser of chilled mango and custard apple.
If you look around at how happy people are here, the expressions on people's faces. This makes me wish I had a bigger family so I could bring them all here.
You see new arrivals coming in on motorcycles and motor scooters. They roll right through the dining room. Madame Gao is a terrifyingly attentive host.
Are you happy? Every time you come to Vietnam, you have to call my restaurant. Okay, have a good night.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Don't forget me. I will never forget you.
No.
But a word of advice, if you're thinking about copying her rice and crockery gimmick, think again. I would not want to make an enemy of Madame Gao. Modern Vietnam wouldn't be the same without the French influence of yesteryear. I'm on my way to La Bibliothèque, a little piece of France in the heart of Saigon, a restaurant that embodies the past. Madame Dai is a throwback to the early colonial days of French occupation. This is a woman who speaks French fluently, educated and largely raised in France. Vietnam's first female lawyer,
C'était mon étude d'avocat, my law firm.
who in 1975, when the communists took over South Vietnam, turned her offices into a cafe.
Je vous apporte du martini.
Cheers, everyone.
Which quickly became a meeting place for visiting dignitaries, ambassadors, and maybe a couple of spies.
Oh, incredible. Don't get the Victor at Dien Bien Phu right here. That's amazing. This is just incredible.
Mon très cher ami François Mitterrand.
The Pope. It's extraordinary. Oh, you have some extraordinary friends.
Even after all these years, there's a whiff of aristocrat about her. Her kitchen speaks of days gone by. People that work with her, she mentioned that one was a nanny for her children. I suspect these women have been with her for decades.
Well, we're having a little grilled, this is pork, little beef wrapped in leaf.
It is a kind of grape leaf.
Ah, grape leaves, how fabulous. And this is rice noodles. Whoops, lovely. And spring roll. Thank you. It's so wonderful. It's exactly what we need. We were walking around in the heat, overeating all day. This is so perfect.
These are typical Vietnamese appetizers and entrees, presented in a little corner of France. This dessert is a classic creme caramel, strictly French.
No, this is a taste of my childhood. Guess I brought that Speedo along for nothing. You'll be carrying me out on the gurney.
And of course, at the end of the meal, she decides to hit us with her special blend of snake wine.
A special preparation.
I didn't expect her to come out with this big jar of snakes right after my creme caramel.
Parfait, merci. À votre santé, madame.
À votre bonne santé.
And like so many things in Vietnam, if you drink it, it will make you strong.
It's good. Fear not.
I get real strong in the next few weeks, let me tell you.
Please come back soon.
There's Madame Dai in her black dress and her hair pinned up, still speaking French, still in her parlor, with her books and photographs and her memories. It's yet one of many really remarkable places where you can reconnect with the past in Saigon.
Starving, I could eat a snake. In fact, I could eat a palpitating snake heart. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
One continually hears about the mythological stamina-giving quality of certain foods in Vietnam, and Cobra Heart is one of them. Quang Run restaurant literally translates to flavors of the forest, and you get flavors of the forest, all right.
Roasted field mouse, lizard, chameleon, minced bat. What's a teal?
What I'm going for is the famous live, palpitating Cobra Heart.
Come on, let's go.
This is one of those things that you just got to do, right?
I want the heart still beating, right?
It's one of those cocktail party stories that's sure to turn Mom green.
I don't like that the waitresses are afraid of this.
I wanted Cobra Heart. This was a destination for me.
Cool, let's eat.
Essentially, they're all too happy to bring out a squirming, hissing, menacing-looking cobra.
Let's do the nasty. They don't seem to have their mise en place together. I have my mise en place together when I'm making steak fried. It seems to me, when you're making a live cobra, you should have your operating stuff laid out. Where's the cutting board, the knife? Scissors? You notice the Band-Aid on our waiter?
My Cobra handler has a large bandage on his hand, which leads me to believe that maybe he was a little sloppy with the last Cobra. So Cobra Heart. They zip that guy open right in front of you. They put the beating heart right into a little dish, and it's pumping away like right out of a horror movie.
Hey, come on, man. Hey, let's go. Well, it's fresh. I want it beating. Cheers, folks. It feels strong. It kind of pumps on its way down, too. It's still ticking.
Don't think this Cobra is going to waste. It's about to become a 5-course meal. Snake eating has long been a valued part of the medicinal repertoire of Vietnam. It makes you strong.
Good, cook that up for me. You know, cut into chunks, sear in pan, slow braise.
Now this is impressive. I'm told that every part of the snake is going to be prepared into a different dish for me.
Okay, let's have a shot. Cheers, looking at you.
Cobra heart makes you strong. Cobra blood makes you stronger. It kind of tastes like a bull shot, a Bloody Mary made with beef broth.
Come on, Emerald, right here. Kick this up a notch.
They seem to have drained some sort of dark viscous fluid in here.
It's sort of a worst-case scenario. This is the bile. You know, I figure I'd be tasting plenty of that later at my hotel.
It's a little bit bitter.
Yeah, I don't like this that much.
Now, I thought bile was a bad thing. Well, in Vietnam, it makes you strong like everything else does. Apparently, bile makes you really, really, really strong.
My wife tells me I'm bilious enough. Let's see.
Bones of the...
Oh, the bones.
Fried cobra bones, they're crunchy and delicious, kind of like potato chips, only sharper.
Not bad. You know, Yankee game. 7th inning stretch.
I'm not crazy about the meat that much.
Tastes like chicken.
The skin is a little rubbery.
It's like sushi.
But the tripes, it's like eating condoms still in the packet. Not that I've done that.
You can chew that all day. You're not getting anywhere with it. I swallowed it all.
And of course, the obligatory cobra soup. It looks like it's got some curry in it.
It's like mulligatawny soup. It's terrific. How will I ever go back to like grilled cheese sandwich and Cheerios? What next?
They brought this out very proudly. What the hell is that? An oversized tree grub squirming around in all its glory.
Right. All right, he's pretty. What are we gonna do with him?
You know, I've already been gargling cobra bile, and they bring this along as course 2?
Right, there's my grub. You know, the cobra guts aren't enough. I gotta do this for the cause. Thanks.
It's kind of crunchy on the outside and creamy in the middle. Imagine a deep-fried Twinkie, only smaller.
You know, I don't think I'll be taking a batch home.
It kind of looks like Alien 7, The Revenge. I wouldn't call cobra or tree grub everyday local fare.
Do they sell this at D'Agostino? Not yet.
Eating them is a lot like some Western foods that the sophisticated eat without thinking. Bellon oysters, caviar, foie gras. Maybe eating snakes and worms only seems more outrageous because it's a different culture.
All right.
There are 4 or 5 touchstones of my Asian adventures. The palpitating cobra heart is a must-do. I'm not disappointed. It's exactly as exotic an experience as I'd hoped for, even a little scarier. And strangely enough, I am feeling strong.
Where do cooks come from? Why are so many great cooks in New York from Mexico and from Puebla in particular? Why are almost all of the cooks in my kitchen from this little village in Puebla? Why am I wearing a silly hat? The answer to this and other questions to follow.
In the 25 years or so that I've been working as a chef, I've come to realize that no one in my kitchen crew understands and appreciates the American dream better than a non-American.
Frise, rillette, petatou, followed by 2 anglais, special fish, pepper steak. I need a rush steak free, please.
The Mexican cooks who work in my kitchen back in New York are some of the best in New York City. They work hard, cook brilliantly, and they're really the engine behind our French brasserie. I wanted to see where these guys come from. I wanted to discover where they get their stuff. Especially Eddie Perez, my longtime sous chef and the backbone of Leal. Great guy, hardest working cook on the planet, and a close confidant and associate. Like all my cooks from Puebla, Mexico.
I want somebody's mother to cook for me in Mexico. I don't care whose mother, your mother, his mother, somebody's mother. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be great. Hey, no problem, I can ride a donkey.
So I'm heading off to Izúcar de Matamoros, a small town south of Puebla City, to hook up with Eddie. He's gonna show me around his hometown, introduce me to his family, and show me how come he's such a good cook.
Eddie, come on, give me a hug, you big hug.
I suspect his mother here had something to do with it.
Tell her I'm very happy to be here.
My wife.
What's everybody's name so I can remember them?
Jacqueline. This is my daughter.
Giselle.
Lupe.
Eddie saved up enough working as my sous chef to buy the house he grew up in and a small ranch nearby. He's got several days of festivities lined up for me.
Slowly, there's the little kitchen.
Cocina. Good.
Cocina.
Eddie takes me outside to show me where all the women in his family are preparing the evening meal.
Looking good.
Woo, banana, look.
Oh, it's beautiful. Hi.
In Mexico, outdoor kitchens are where they make the really good stuff. Apparently, the women do all the cooking. His mom, his wife, friends, neighbors, assorted babysitters all pitch in to make the big dinner.
Looking good.
I'm beginning to see where my guys back in New York get the relentless energy and technique. Hanging around these women all day, they must have learned everything through osmosis. I recognize my broiler man's face in a woman in Eddie's backyard. I say, wait a minute, is that Antonio's mom? And I'm right, it is his mom. I also learned that Isidoro's mom lives right across the street. And Eddie tells me that another cook's mom lives right next door.
Geraldo's mom.
While Antonio's mom makes tortillas until the cows come home, others are making tamales, salsas, and God knows what else. Tortillas are like bread in Mexico. And they will accompany tonight's big meal, mole poblano served with turkey.
Hey, that's for poblano. Haven't killed a turkey yet.
Unfortunately, I've been asked to kill the turkey.
I'm sorry, my friend. Today is your day. Hey.
Now, I typically don't kill my own poultry, but I guess it's high time I at least do it once myself.
Okay, drink it up.
The tradition is a jig of mezcal before the deed offers more tender and flavorful turkey meat.
And then down like this?
No.
Eddie's wife has to step in and show me the proper technique.
Oh, man, okay.
Proving that, once again, the women are really in charge here.
Oh, I know it's for dinner. Never plucked anything before. This is a first for me. I haven't plucked so much as an eyebrow.
The turkey's then cut up into pieces and simmered for several hours.
Oh, yeah, I recognize him.
While the turkey is stewing, Eddie's wife Laura and her team of mole specialists are making the classic mole poblano. Essentially a mixture of dried chiles, chocolate, bread fried in oil, also bananas, vanilla, seeds from the roasted peppers, and some other spices ground up in a hand mill. Then everything gets put in a bucket and taken to the molina, the community mill, to get ground up into a smooth paste. The mole paste is added to broth from the turkey and simmers for several hours. These ladies rock.
This is the mole poblano. I have maybe 100 different mole. But this is the really mole poblano. It's a nice color.
And he's really carved out a little bit of heaven here as far as I'm concerned. Kids running around the yard, great smells coming from the kitchen. He's got the right idea. At sunset, our big dinner of mole poblano is served.
Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, man. Look at that. Mole poblano, classic. A relay team of 5, 6, 7, 9 women.
I almost feel guilty that all these people have been slaving away all day while I just sit back and enjoy the fruits of their labor.
It's incredible sauce.
The mole poblano is fabulous. A subtle mixture of bananas, peppers, chocolate, sprinkled with toasted sesame seeds.
This is enchiladas.
And as if the mole poblano isn't a meal in itself, out comes a platter of turkey enchiladas made with fresh corn tortillas, a little cheese, some mole, topped with some crunchy onions and radishes.
Oh, the enchiladas are great. Oh, really good.
Now it's all becoming clear to me where Eddie gets his chops. A family like this, cooking is in his blood.
Bravo, this was an amazing effort. Everyone did fantastic.
I'm really digging my stay in Puebla. The people are warm and friendly and the food is hearty. Eddie decides to show me around town where we'll hook up with his buddy Martin, a man who's determined to show us a few Mexican delicacies that even Eddie hasn't tried. Worms and ant eggs. Martin has arranged this meal at one of the town's biggest hotel restaurants.
You know what I need? I'm in a big fancy hotel. I need a big fancy hotel margarita. That's what I need.
Now, Martin has had worms before and remembers them fondly. Eddie's never had them, which unnerves me a bit.
So, what do they taste like?
They taste like, at the beginning, a little bit like pork skin because they are very well done fried.
Okay, I like pork skin.
Okay, so they're crispy at the beginning, and then they have a special flavor. I cannot describe it because it's so special.
I hear the word special, I get very nervous.
So, how do you prepare ant eggs, you ask? Well, you saute some chopped onions in butter, add some jalapenos and chopped fresh bay leaf, and then mix in the fresh ant eggs. It's that simple. A perfect quick dish for those late nights home from work when the husband and kids are yapping for their dinner. And for the worms, first get some fresh maguey worms, make sure they're fresh, and give them a quick fry. I'm told that we're lucky because even though it's not quite worm season, they were able to pull some strings and wrangle some up. Remember, presentation is half the battle, so carve something pretty to put on top.
You nervous? I could do this. You ever eat a Twinkie? You know a Twinkie? It's like crunchy on the little on the outside, soft in the middle.
This is disgusting.
Disgusting. It's good, man. I'm gonna like this. I know that.
Or I'm like, Eddie, you eat this all the time, right? He says, oh no, I've never had this. It looks disgusting.
Okay, you get some worms. Okay, now it's some guacamole, green salsa for me, better, little salt, drops of lime.
All right, here we go. So what do you think, Eddie? Verde or chipotle?
Chipotle. For me, I like chipotle.
Okay, I gotta listen to my sous chef. Eddie, come on, man. You're scaring me. All right, there's a lime at below the ears here.
It's not bad. It's good. It's good, huh?
No.
I told you.
Because it's like pork
skin, right?
Right, you get that same kind of crispy, crunchy. Now moving on to the ant eggs. Now here's what I want to know. How come the ant eggs are bigger than the ant?
These big ants.
All right.
They know how to cook it.
Don't tell me till after I eat this.
Smell good, eh?
Yeah, I like this. That's perfectly good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worms, I like the worms better.
Okay.
Yeah, you were right. They're good.
Okay. Now we're talking.
The ant eggs themselves have a slightly woody, almost fungal aftertaste, meaning, mushroom-like. These, on the other hand, it's all about texture and not much flavor. There is sort of a slightly smoky background, but basically the salsas and the guacamole override the worm. Both of them are good. I'll tell you, you could serve this as a party dip. No one, and as long as no one knew what it was, everyone would say, "Oh, it's fabulous." And just between you and me, cook to cook, don't tell anybody, but I'll tell you something. The worms were the best part of that meal.
Yeah.
At the time, the worms weren't so bad, but to be honest, I would not revisit the experience. Our jaunt through town continues well into the evening. Martin steers us all towards what is commonly known as a pulqueria, a kind of makeshift dive bar where one can sample the local poison.
Yes.
Yes.
supuesto, sí, aquí es.
In one of my favorite books, Under the Volcano, the alcoholic hero spends a lot of time in pulquerias drinking the local brew. It sounded atmospheric and wonderful and a little bit scary. Just the sort of thing I wanted to do while in Mexico.
That's the stuff, huh?
Pulque is the sap from the maguey cactus, fermented in a bathtub someplace till it gets alcoholic. It's a classic low-rent daytime drink for poor Mexicans, and it goes back to the Aztecs.
And you can put some soda in, or natural, whatever it is.
I think let's go natural. You know, I'm famous for being it. Cheers, guys.
Pulque tastes good, but it goes down hard. The consistency is tricky, tricky, tricky. It's like drinking a bucket of snot.
Yeah, let's take our little pail over.
The plastic bucket, by the way, does not add to the appetizing nature of the mucus.
You see?
Right. Kind of sticky.
Martin keeps dipping his finger in and then pulling it out and explaining how it's got to be gooey like this. I was not ready to see that.
Everybody has to go all the way like a chain. Disgusting.
I'd expect, a couple of guys with some bandoleros and maybe some dogs and chickens, but pulque is good, and it is suitably low rent. It's down an alley. I'm enjoying myself.
The taste hangs with you. So all the way back into town, I'm keeping in mind that, underneath the pulque, I have a nice solid base of ant eggs and worms. I puked like a hero all night long.
Pepper.
Eddie has really kept our agenda full here in Puebla.
Okay, we're in the Atlisco Market.
Yeah, there's a Atlisco Market.
And what are we doing? We're shopping for the party.
Yeah, we're shopping
Eddie's
for the party.
throwing a big blast at his ranch tonight.
Yes.
Everybody's coming. We're here to shop.
¿Cuántos, abuelita? ¿Cuántos? 5, 1, 2 por 8. Ven a probar, mira.
First up, ingredients for a fruit salad.
Papaya.
Who made this list? You make this list.
I make this list.
The sous chef makes the water list.
Yeah, make a little
At the restaurant and in life.
It's just like Leal, my sous chef and me side by side foraging for the day's ingredients. You can't ask for much more than this.
That's really pretty.
The zucchini blossom quesadillas look just too good to pass up.
Yeah, let's have one of those.
¿Le da una?
They start with a ball of raw tortilla dough pressed flat.
Zucchini blossoms. It looks like just a little bit of pork fat. Yeah, all right, flavor, sabor. Quesillo, fresh cheese. That is beautiful. And a quesadilla. Man, that's just like so cool.
This is my idea of a market. Great stuff to buy, great stuff to eat.
It's my idea of breakfast. So our shopping's done.
Yeah, the shopping's done.
All right, next we prep for the party.
But before we leave, Eddie tells me no trip to the ranch is complete without the proper attire.
Hey! Oh yeah, just right.
You found your hat?
I found, looking good, looking good. You styling now. I'm ready for the ranch.
Eddie has a house and ranch near Izucar de Matamoros, and he visits 1 or 2 times a year.
So you live at the house, you're in the center. Here, you're aparte.
All right, Tony. Ready to go?
It's a pretty big spread. I think he's got almost the whole mountain. The number of animals he has, turkeys, goats, chickens, roosters, horses. It's a veritable zoo. Still reeling from the after effects of the pulqueria, Eddie and I ease into a supervisory role, overseeing the hive of activity prepping for tonight's fiesta.
We have sauté sitting up right over there, and we have the grill and roast station. Over there, the entremetier making rice.
Eddie's in-house mole expert and resident tortilla maker are busy preparing arroz. Rice with a mixture of tomato puree, chicken stock, and fresh cilantro. And of course, tortillas, hot off the comal.
I volunteered. I mean, anytime I'm ready to start working.
What?
Yeah, you want me to cut fruit, peel potatoes, dig a hole?
Eddie takes me up on my offer and we get to work on the fruit salad.
Yeah, it's just like a layout, right, Eddie? I feel like I'm working prep.
All right, I've worked enough. I think it's time to check on our good friend, Mr. Barbecue Goat.
Oh, that's it right here. Oh, nice.
Here's some cooking the men actually do, the grilling. Eddie's ranch hands begin preparation for tonight's main entree, goat's head soup.
Onion, cumin, tomato. Oh, it has some this.
Bay leaf.
Bay leaf.
Tripes. And head. Goat's head soup. This is going to be cooked on the open fire, right in the pit there. Actually, Eddie's made this at the restaurant for the family. It's really good. Really good. Not a single piece of this animal goes to waste. To cook the goat, they dig a pit, they fill it with wood and stones and charcoal. That's hot. That's real hot. Oh, I want one of these for Leal. Throw the busboys in. They put in the goat's head soup on the bottom, right on the coals, with a layer of avocado leaves. Oh, the heads go right in, on top of the leaves. I never seen this before. This is really cool. They also put in a stuffed stomach with a sort of blood and spice and herb stuffing with a little onion and garlic. I'm liking this, man. This is very cool. It's not like my barbecue. And on top go the goats, whole, still on the bone, butterflied for even cooking. This is really cool. I feel privileged to see this. A wet mat goes on top and the whole thing is covered up with sand and dirt and left there for about 3.5 to 4 hours. I saw this scene in Goodfellas. When I die, do that to me. No, actually, I'd be no good. I'd be tough. Eddie tells me we're going to have ice cream at the party. Somehow, I don't think this means a trip to Baskin-Robbins. His uncle sends someone along to the party to make a lime sorbet, the old way. An old man shows up with a wooden bucket, fresh fruit sugar, some ice, some salt, and goes to work, hand cranking non-stop for a solid hour. So they do it at Ben & Jerry's, right? Maybe not. Oh man, that's good. Number one. It's spectacular. I never thought I'd be sitting in a mountain in Mexico, a ranch, wearing cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, drinking Mexican beer with my good friend Eddie. 4 hours later, Eddie and I return to the pit. Delicioso. Perfecto. The goat meat is good. I'd been told to expect tough and stringy. It isn't. It's actually very tender and really, really tasty.
See, there's the consomme. Look, the consomme.
Next, they pull out the goat's head soup, stomach and heads, cooked to perfection and ready to eat. How you doing? It's going to be great, and a lot of liquor.
Yeah,
a lot of beer, a lot of everything. The party has officially begun, and we're about to be served this long-awaited meal. We're eating, man. The first course, goat's head soup. Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. It's me. Goat's head soup. Goat's head soup, yeah. All right. Oh. The soup is fantastic, just great. A little bit of tripe, a little bit of meat, a little bit of head, a little bit of tongue, a little bit of this and that. It's superb. One of the best things I've eaten in all of Mexico. Off the record, on the record, this soup is incredible. All that good juice running into it doesn't get much more magic than this. Great music, great company. What else is there? So I'm having a grand old time, kicking back with my cerveza, enjoying the live entertainment. And then everything comes to a grinding halt.
Come out here.
After shoveling down several portions of goat innards, I'm asked to jump on top of Trigger here and prance around in front of all Eddie's family and friends. I feel like an idiot, and this can't be good for my digestion. In fact, I think Trigger here has gas. So aside from the fact that I just made a complete ass of myself, I have only gratitude and admiration for Eddie and his family, who worked like Trojans for days feeding me. I'm eternally in their debt. Puebla, Mexico, where the good cooks are from.